Amara clutched the boarding pass so tightly that her knuckles turned white. Her heart pounded as she stepped onto the glossy floor of the airplane, her little boy's tiny hand gripped in hers. The air smelled of leather seats, fresh coffee, and something unfamiliar that made her realize just how far this world was from her own. It was her very first flight. For years, Amara had watched planes streaking across the sky while she waited for the bus to her late-night job at the diner. She had wondered what it might feel like to sit inside one, to be part of that world above the clouds. But flights were a luxury people like her could never afford, until now. Her son, Aeon, had been born with a rare heart condition. The doctors in her small town had done everything they could, but his condition required specialized treatment overseas. Amara had nearly broken down when a medical charity offered to sponsor the surgery and cover their travel expenses. It felt like a miracle. Still, miracles came wrapped in nerves. Her eyes darted around the cabin, overwhelmed by the wide leather seats, the hushed conversations of well-dressed passengers, and the soft glow of the lights overhead. Aeon tugged at her sleeve, whispering, "Mama, are we flying already?" "Not yet, sweetheart," she said, smiling through her own trembling. A few minutes later, a tall man walked down the aisle. He carried himself with a kind of effortless confidence that made people turn their heads, but to Amara, he looked like one of the attendants, dressed neatly, moving with authority, his expression calm. Her son licked his dry lips, and without thinking twice, Amara reached out, gently tugging at the man's sleeve. "Excuse me," she said softly, her voice polite but nervous. "Could you bring us some water? My son's a little thirsty." The man paused. For the briefest moment, something flickered in his eyes, surprise, but then he crouched down to Aeon's level and smiled warmly. "Of course," he said, his voice steady, reassuring. When he returned with 2 crystal glasses of sparkling water, Amara's heart skipped. He held one out to Aeon first, carefully watching as the boy sipped, then handed the other to her with a nod. "Thank you," she whispered, her cheeks heating with embarrassment. From across the cabin, one of the uniformed stewardesses froze, her eyes wide. She looked between Amara and the man with a kind of shock that Amara didn't understand. Around them, murmurs began to spread, passengers whispering, exchanging glances. But Amara wasn't paying attention. She was focused only on her son, grateful for the kindness of a stranger she believed to be a simple attendant. What she didn't know, what no one had the courage to tell her just yet, was that the man she had mistaken for a waiter was not an employee at all. He was Ryan Hale, one of the youngest and most powerful CEOs in the country, the man who actually owned the airline she was flying on. And the decision he was about to make would change her life forever.